How's it going, freaks? This going live with my cell phone it's not as easy as, I don't know how people make it look so easy. It's crazy. But we'll just wait for people to show up. There's one. I know it's kind of early, but this might be my only shot. Hey, it's Andrea B. Yo. Hey, how's it going? Kubi, Bruce Holdaway, Andrea, Frida. Sweet. Well, I played my round of golf today. Back's a little stiff, you know. I didn't shoot that well. Had a few doubles, and I mean the greens are so fast. It's like you don't even know what's happening. You know, one time I was about 20 feet away. I just tapped the ball and it rolled 10 feet by, and I missed that one. And it just gets frustrating. Took some cool photos though. I might go back out later and do a drone shot. But I just heard on the news when I was driving back from Fox News that there's another ransom note that was released that the family got. And they mentioned that they're aware of it, right? So that means they probably did get another one. So I guess that's good news, maybe? Maybe we can work through this all together. By the way, on my last stream, somebody goes, you know, Gray, when when I'm looking at your picture, when you're closer up like that, you look a lot older, you know. But love your work, man. Like, okay, but why say that? I mean, it's just so weird, you know. People are strange. I don't know if I look older. I don't know. It's just, but like, it's funny how people think that's okay to type in, or like. People cared what you thought about that. Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird, you know. I think they're just trying to make you feel shitty or something. No purpose for it. Yeah, go look at it. It's crazy. I mean, and I said, I guess you're saying I'm old. And they go, yeah, I was shocked. What do you mean you're shocked? This is what I look like. I've looked the same for years. You guys are freaking crazy. Yeah, so the FBI is back out there right now. So let's get all the stuff, okay? So what's the guy, like, does it really matter what the guy's name that did the false? People are trying to connect him to the son-in-law. Does it really matter what his name was? Is he interesting at all? The guy that did the fake one and got arrested? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, if they'll be able to probably tell forensically if the note matches. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was just irrelevant. But people are making videos and videos on the other guy getting hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm just sort of wondering, is that something? I bet he'll get out of prison quicker after an arrest is made, though. He won't be in there for like decades or anything. All right, so okay, what do you mean reported now what? Jesus, my God, you guys. He sent it to Anne after anyone started pointing fingers at her. Oh, you mean the people over at Annie's house? I mean, they're just saying the guy that was going to, after he goes to trial, will be in jail for a long time. That did the false ransom note. I hope she's alive, you know. I mean, my theory is that it's It's actually, you know, when I say hired, I don't know if it's like hired or like a guy that's friends with a family member and they worked on it together. Something like that, you know? But I think it's something like that in this case. Like it's the person who did the abduction is not the family member, but the family member is maybe behind why there was an abduction. But hey, guys, I know it's crazy. I'm doing an earlier show, but I'm trying to still try to reach my goals and whatnot while we're, you know, doing these random live streams. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be awesome. I wish I had my iPad where I could be looking at something. I was meant to put it in my bag and left it there, so I'm really just kind of left with my cell phone with no other way to be looking at something. Oh, thanks. There's a compliment. Yeah, I think it's absolutely, somebody would have probably had to know all about the different things going on, you know, where the cameras are located. Yeah, maybe she needed medicine. I wonder, law enforcement must believe that they took the medicine. They must know that. Because you notice how they haven't been bringing that up lately? You know, oh, the 20, man, she only has like 24 hours. They're still taking it seriously, the whole ransom thing. And if she really would die in 24 hours, they probably wouldn't have the same positivity on that. What? There's no tree behind me. Not sure what you're talking about. It's a cactus. Welcome up there, Wiles Pony. I didn't see any of the gifted memberships show up yesterday. Wow, there's a whole bunch of people at Nancy Grace's house. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I think there's going to be an arrest. I thought there was going to be an arrest made yesterday, but I think really soon here there's going to be an arrest made. I think it's going to be exactly who we thought it was the whole time. You know, law enforcement wouldn't stay over at their homes if they didn't think there was something there. I know this is a different crowd that I normally get during this time, but if you guys could help support the channel with channel memberships, super chats, whatever it is, that's how we keep everything rolling along here. Thank you. Yeah, you can send me emails. I'm just not going to get it. Okay. I can't look at it. I'm doing the show. I just told you that. Yeah, that's cool. It's a cool place. So people were saying they found a body somewhere, a body. That obviously probably wasn't her. Yeah. Man, you guys. I mean, if I could be back and do the live stream my normal way and make videos, I'd be doing, you know, my channel would be doing well. We'd be getting subs and everything. So I'm just counting on you guys to be supporting the channel during this frustrating time, even though I'm having a good time here. I just had to, you know, this is one of those, every year we plan this vacation, and I just happen to be here for that. What do you mean, did they mention? I don't know. I read that said it matched her clothing. Read what? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Did somebody just gift a membership? I can't see him. Homeless person, where would he have taken her? Well, it's not a homeless person. So who cares? You know what I mean? A homeless person, you know, if, well, this particular homeless person, if it was one, has a vehicle, right? All reporters moved off road. So they're over at the Nancy Guthrie's property, a whole bunch of presence there. Is that what you're saying? A lot of FBI, a lot of law enforcement. Oh, the body was a homeless person. Notes came after the crime scene had been released. No, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I mean, sure, the notes came in after it was released, but people weren't allowed to go in the house. You know, it was, you know, you'd have to be able to go inside the house to see some of that stuff. Yeah, I was just hearing, I was also hearing Harvey Levin talking about, in the original ransom note, the one that law enforcement seems to believe, they talked about that we would return her back to Tucson, and then they gave it an amount of time it would take to get her back there. And then obviously they wouldn't be flying, he said. So they kind of drew a radius of like how long it would take to get there from, you know, so how far away they might be. Something like that. So that was pretty interesting. And you guys are at 0 still. Hey, thanks, Julie. Search the area for newly moved dirt. Yeah. Where? Where do you search? I mean, so the person who kidnapped her didn't drive 6 blocks away and then bury her body. Okay, if she's dead, if she, you know, if she's alive, she's somewhere else, and if they killed her, she's somewhere else. She's not in the area there. I think that'd be crazy. But thanks up there, Julie. That's been another one. Oh, thanks, Amber. I'm not sure. What were you asking up there, Zozo? I couldn't make out what you were saying. Are you referring to something that was said, or why do you keep typing that in, Seabreeze? Stuff like that. Jeez. Self-share. Slow investigation. What day is it? 6. Well, it's not slow. It's just, I mean, they're probably investigating as quickly as they normally do. They're just not coming up with an answer. I mean, I think they have the answer, but not enough proof. And they're trying to prove it in all these days. That's what they're doing. They know exactly what happened. I bet you Savannah, other family members have said something regarding another family member, you know, and they're aware, and they're just trying to put the pieces together, puzzle together. It's the only thing that makes sense to them, I'm sure. Yeah, it closed at, let's see, it was 2, wait. No, wait, when they were dropped off at 9:40, was it? I think it was 9:48 and 9:50 closed. 9:48 open, 9:50 closed. Right. Well, you wouldn't know what time he left because he probably wasn't on camera. Those cameras at her house didn't work. They were on, but they didn't have a subscription, so they didn't record anything. It just said, okay, there was a motion, you know? And I think that's why they're checking the video cameras over in the neighborhood where Annie lives, because they're trying to see if they can determine what time he came back. Hey, thanks, Frida. Are there any freaks in here from Tucson who are witnessing any of the investigation live? I think if it keeps going on, I'm going to have to drive out there. It's going to be a 22-hour drive, but hey, I've done it before. It sucks that it's not northern Arizona. It would have been a lot closer. Hey, thanks so much. Kay in Maine. Here's 10 smackers. Wow, 20 months for Shelly Boo Boo. Thank you. Trying to stay hopeful, but I'm not sure she's even still alive. Yeah, I don't think any of us are sure of anything. However, it would be interesting to see in this new ransom letter, did they give proof of life? And we're just not hearing that yet. Because apparently there's a new ransom letter that somebody just reported on Fox News. And I bet you if you go over to the Pima County Sheriff's Office Facebook, there might be a post or something about it. If you guys see that, let me know if it says anything. Because apparently they said we're aware of it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible the ransom stuff is just a red herring. Yeah. But it also could be real, and that there's a third party who kidnapped on behalf of a family member, and they were going to try to extort money basically from Savannah Guthrie and then distribute that in crypto accounts. You know? So I don't think that's it's not an out there theory. It's not oh my God, that's exotic or anything. It just seems like kind of reasonable. If you're a family member and you don't want to kill another family member, but you want to, and they're not, and for some reason, like Savannah's not giving them money, so how would you get the money from Savannah? Is you would abduct the mother of Savannah and then extort the money through some sort of ransom demand using a third party, and then they put the money in another place. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it makes sense to me. Hey, Miss Heather. I agree. I miss your lives, but catch the replays. Cool. Unlikely, but not impossible. Yeah, I don't think it's very unlikely at all. I think it's right there. It's right the same. I think it's actually similar. It's the same as somebody. I mean, it's not going to be a family member that abducted her, right? Right. That's what we think, Laura. Yeah. But I don't think it's them personally, unless she's dead. Right. So here's the thing: is like if I don't have ability to do a poll on this live stream format, but does everybody, most of everybody in here think she might still be alive out there? Or do you think she's not alive? If you think she's alive, then there's no way that Annie or her husband is in, that they're the ones that physically abducted her, because she would know who they were. As soon as she walks into the police station, she go, my son-in-law did this, right? So what you do is you have a different person do it. And you do all the other same things, the ransom demands and everything through that person. And maybe they get a portion of the income that comes in. I don't think that's very unlikely at all. I think it's reasonable. I'm not saying it's the most likely thing. But to be honest with you, I don't know what the most likely thing is. But hey, guys, if you could please help support the channel, we need channel memberships, gifted, super chats, etc. I can't see any gifted channel memberships if anybody's been doing that. They just don't show up on this window. But I need your guys' support when we do these. I don't know. I don't think that they would know that she didn't have a subscription. That would be kind of too deep in the weeds. If they knew that, why would they break it? They could have just left it all plugged in, you know? Not break it, but they disabled the Ring doorbell camera. Why would they do that if they knew they weren't recording? She's hanging on, but very well. Are you a psychic? Kaylin, are you a psychic? Are you getting vibes out there? I think she's hanging on, but is very weak. In fact, the other day I sensed a feeling that I haven't felt in years when yeah, come on. Okay, we don't do psychics in here. All right, I could tell that that's what you were pretending to be. We don't do psychics in here. All right, so you'll have to go sell your shit somewhere else. All right, thank you. Let's see. They check again the house after receiving a new note. Let's see. The force is strong with, yeah, forget it. We don't do psychics. I think they're some of the sickest people on the planet. Why take her out of the house alive though? Well, if it's a ransom, you would, right? Here's the thing. I think my theory is what keeps everything intact. Just listen to it for a second. You know, unless she's actually dead and the whole ransom thing is a red herring. If she is alive, then it's likely a family member who planned the abduction with another person. That person is the one who, and maybe even another person, abducted her and took her somewhere, even knew about the medications and all this shit, took her somewhere, and that's where she is now. You get it? Okay, if you're not really a psychic, okay, good. Yeah, I think I've seen you in here before, KMA. Yeah, we just don't do them in here. How did culprit remove the doorbell? How did culprit remove the doorbell? Well, maybe he came through the back door and came in, and then he opened the door and reached outside and just yanked it off the wall. Yeah, I'm a Beaver fan. Oregon State. That's where I graduated. They got screwed when the Pac-10-12 broke out. Hey, thank you, Tony Morrow. Hey, is Paul your the guy from Fox News related to you? I may have missed it, but did they bring dog to her house? Yeah, I did see they did have dogs out there, maybe being hidden in plain sight, so to speak. Sadly, I think she's no longer alive. Yeah, I mean, there's that little bit of, the blood makes us concerned, you know, but it could have been that she fought back, got punched in the face, bled, coughed some blood up out there. No, they cannot. The doctor cannot tell. Like the way the pacemaker works is it works on its own. It sits inside your body and it works. If you're within 10 feet of your watch or your cell phone, it keeps track of, it sends messages to the doctor and also, you know, whatever it's monitoring, it just kind of tells the app that. All right. But if you're more than 10 feet away from your cell phone or your watch, then it stops connecting to it. And then it's still working. Your pacemaker doesn't have any problem working or anything like that. It just isn't sending a signal. But what somebody said the other day was usually when it doesn't send a signal, there's a message sent to a family member saying, hey, an emergency contact or something. I don't know if it works quite like that, but that's how it works on the pacemaker and the phone. Well, yeah, of course it would work if you're dead. I mean, it's just it's automatically working, you know. It would send a signal that the beats aren't correct to a phone if you were next to it. It doesn't rely on you to be alive to work. I guess that's sort of how it works, you know. The Uber driver, there was no Uber driver involved. That's really ridiculous wording there. The Uber driver, I think it was like 5:45 or something, gave her a ride over to Annie's house. That's it. And they've already interviewed the Uber driver. They dropped her off, and then they had dinner and played mahjong, etc. And then at I think it's 9:48. The garage door opens. 9:50, the garage door shuts. Then at 1:40, I'm just doing this by memory, 1:47, the Ring doorbell camera in the front of the house gets disconnected, and that's also the same place where you see the blood on the ground. Are those two elements connected to each other, or are they separated by the 40, something minutes? Because then we have at 2:12, there was a motion detected on one of the cameras, but no video. And then at 2:20, I think maybe it was 2:15, and then I don't know, 2:12, 2:28, I think is when the pacemaker stopped communicating to the cell phone. And so then that means they're far enough away where it's not connected to the phone anymore. Now, is that when the blood occurred on the way out, or did that actually occur at 1:47? Because they are at the front door removing the camera at that point. Yeah, the Uber driver has nothing to do with anything. Well, apparently there's a note today. I wish I could read it while I was here, but I don't have the secondary internet connection device. I don't have my freaking iPad that I meant to. I thought hold on a second. Yeah, no, I don't have it. Thought I had it, but I don't have it. No, but there's nothing to prove yet. But the one today might have something in it. Well, they walked all over the outside port. I don't know if any family members went inside after they turned it back in. But yeah, it's just that is stupid. I mean, we said it the other day. It's just idiotic that they controlled the crime scene after I mean, people walking down the driveway, walking right over the blood spatter, whatever. I mean, it's just dumb. Yeah, like Alley Kick said, if you guys could please help support the channel, it'd be nice to try to reach some goals even when I'm on the trip. The rest of them are playing golf, and I'm doing my show because I told you guys, because this case is big, I'll be doing the shows. Try to do some shows while I'm here. So if you guys could treat it as if it's, I know it's not, I don't have all the bells and whistles. I can't show you the maps. I can't do any of that. I'm probably going to leave early on Sunday, like instead of planning, it's going to be really crappy weather too. I'm just going to drive back and be able to do the show on Sunday night. I wonder why, you know what? Are they wondering if her body is at the house over there? Where she's at? I mean, wouldn't that be crazy? I wonder, I hope they're not saying that. Why would they be moving the family down the block? I mean, the media down the block. That's weird. I don't think that's weird. Hey, Gray, maybe you can do a live while you are driving back. I don't know. There's so many spots where there's no connection, but I need you guys' support on this show right now, okay? Maybe get some memberships, etc. That's right. Go Beavers. I don't know. Top. Yeah, well, that's what I was just saying. If they're moving her down the media down the road, they don't want them to see something. So they're not just going in and out. I hope they're not thinking that her body is somehow at that house. That would be crazy. Well, yeah, everybody said that. We've said that for days now, G-Money. Look at Zozo and I, since the first day, have been looking into the sister and her husband, okay? Now, I'm not going to do shows talking about them without something. And then Ashley Banfield is the one who actually had an inside source that said that, okay? So there's nothing new in here, right, when people bring that up. Now, I don't know if, maybe it'll turn out that it's not them, but it just, anytime you have somebody, last person to drop somebody off, they're not, I don't know what their financial situation is. They just moved into that other house that they're in. Well, thanks. I didn't say Ashley was, who said Ashley was wrong? What are you talking about? Jesus, you guys. I believe Ashley Banfield. I believe that she has a source that knows what they were they are or were focused on. Okay, that's it. The golfing was pretty good for a while. I shot 41 on the front 9, and then I just sort of got stiff, and I don't know, the putting, man. I must have 40 something putts. I'd be on the green 25 feet away and 3 putt. It was just ridiculous. But thanks, Timothy Cecil. Do you think they taped the house off because the FBI became involved? Yeah, I do think when the FBI came, they were like, hey, we need to really look at this crime scene better. And I'll tell you one thing. Them releasing it that fast is so ridiculous that it's just, it's almost mind-boggling. You have a missing person with blood droplets on the front door, right on the patio there, and you just release the crime scene right back to the family like a day later. That's insane. That's pure insanity at that point. I wonder though. Yeah, wouldn't it be interesting? I'll tell you what. Wouldn't it be interesting if they set up a hidden camera in that house, and then we're waiting for the family to go over there and look at it, go inside, quote, the family, who were right there. So maybe they wanted them to go back and check it out. How about that? Let's have a conspiratorial belief that that's why they did that. That would be pretty interesting. And then you see the son-in-law in there kind of doing things. Wouldn't that be crazy? Hey, thank you, Perpetual Concepts. Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Because you give it back to them really quick, and they go in there. If I had my little psychic sound, I'd play it. Did somebody just gift some memberships? The people saying thank you? I can't see them, so I don't know. My handicap is like 6.5 or 7. I've had it down to like 5 before. Hey, thank you at Doc's Wife and at Mark Walters. Maybe fake. Well, it may be fake, sure, but they said that they are aware of it. So let's see if it's not. Maybe it's not fake. And what's the deal with these deadlines that they're having? It sounds like one of Biden's red lines. Don't do that. Okay, well, we're really this time don't do it. Okay, really don't do it this time. Okay, don't do. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand. Hey, here's our deadline, and then give you the second deadline even before the first deadline isn't even met yet. What does that even mean? Oh, is there a challenge out there? Oh, there's 9 gifted members. Hey, thanks, guys. Sweet. Gray, that's mean. I liked Joe Biden. He was sharp as a tack. Next deadline is March 23rd. Yeah, March. Right. Yeah, well, yeah, so the ransom notes could just be a red herring, and it could be 2 things. It could be a red herring because some random people are trying to capitalize, and she's not alive, but they're trying to get some sort of ransom, and they appeared sort of realistic, but they could have heard stuff in the media, made a pretty convincing, seemingly ransom note. Or it could be an intentional red herring by the people who actually, maybe they killed her and they're intentionally creating a red herring with ransom notes to get them to keep looking at that angle while they're doing something else. Right? Could have that. You also have that whoever did this, I mean, if it was just the daughter and family member, whatever, and they just killed her because they wanted to capitalize on some inheritance. However, a body has to be found for insurance companies to pay in any sort of reasonable amount of time. So, thanks for everybody who's gifting memberships. It just doesn't pop up on the screen. Ray, do you think hidden communication device could have been left behind and new note disclosed it? What do you mean by hidden communication device? What does that mean? A hidden communication device Left behind where? I don't know what that means. But sure, I guess anything's possible. What? Do you have a option on the Karen? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, man. Do you have an option on the Karen Reed case? I don't know what the Karen Reed case is. I don't know what the answer is in that one. Everyone's so convinced either way. If you don't pick a side, you're just totally bashed by the other side. I think, I wouldn't be surprised if in the Karen Reed case, if she accidentally ran him over and the police completely overcharged the case, and therefore I'm okay with how it turned out. I just don't even care about the case. I think it was one of the most boring, ludicrous cases I've ever seen on social media. Let's see. Why the verdict is good. Right, exactly. I don't know what you're saying by the hidden communication device. Oh, you mean like they left something for them to contact them with? I mean, that'd be kind of interesting. That'd be an untraceable phone to. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, there, I just saw it. Yeah, so that is what you were saying. Hey, cool. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, that'd be wild, wouldn't it? But why would they take so long? So while that might be an interesting idea, why would it take them so long to get it? Why wouldn't you mention that in the first letter? Like, hey, yeah, we left this communication device there. Charisse Rodriguez said, off topic, but how can I view the episode where you announce that Freak Donations funded the identification of Daniel Armentrout? Yeah, that's way back in Bibb County. Jeez, I don't know, man. That was probably like 4 years ago. I think if you just type in Daniel Armentrout or Danny Armentrout on my channel, it should load those up. Zozo might be able to find it or somebody. But yeah, we did a whole show. I was actually on a huge panel of people, like the town, the mayor, and everybody. It was like there was like 9 of us up on a sort of a Brady Bunch looking panel, and then there's a whole bunch of other things too. That was just that was probably the most rewarding moment in all the years I've been doing this show. In terms of like making a difference. We've made difference in figuring out cases and adding clarity often. I would say the Kylie Rodney was probably the coolest, sort of creative technique that I invented. I mean, it was really amazing, and literally showing everybody that she went right into the water. And then probably my coolest sleuthing moment wasn't even that really big, but it was, or not sleuthing, but mapping, finding things visually, was finding out there was this YouTuber that was a fugitive, and I literally, he had one photograph that he just barely flipped his camera up, and it showed a vehicle in the background and some cement on the ground. And I was able to, after about an hour in the entire country, I found out exactly where he was and what tile he was standing on. I mean, it was crazy. I just, I don't know how I was. So the car in the background was a Florida police car. And I was able to, by using Google Earth, determine that it was in a certain city in Florida. And I guess it was Florida because it was sunny out. And then after that, I was just making out a few different things. I went down all the streets and found the exact thing. That was crazy. Right, but thanks up there, Charisse Rodriguez. Yeah, maybe if you can't find it, send me an email. I'll see if I can find it for you there, Charisse Rodriguez. No, you just wouldn't believe it. Everybody in here that saw that, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It was crazy. He was walking, filming the ground because he didn't want to be found where he was. And his camera flipped up for half a second and just happened to film a particular police car. And I got to see a little bit more of the pavement. And that was it. And he goes, well, that's not where I was, but that was pretty good by Grant Hughes. No, because it nailed exactly where you were standing. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't that crazy? I mean, it's not like he's a big deal to look up. I mean, I could have done the same thing on an actual criminal. They're just not stupid enough. I mean, big time criminal. They're just not stupid enough to get on to do a live stream. Yeah, it was. We played last night, played cards for a while, came back, slept, played golf today. They're playing a second round. So I have this free time because I don't do the second round. I can't even walk after 36 holes of up and down hills. Yeah, that's not fun. No, I wasn't a cop. The only thing that I've done prior to YouTube was I do 3D animation, and I got hired by after covering the Jodi Arias case, making YouTube videos. I wasn't a YouTuber though. I used to make all these videos. I made a complete model of the bedroom and the bathroom and everything. And then this some person that watches my show has a brother that's an elevator expert, and then he was being hired by a prosecutor in New York, and so somehow he got a hold of me, and then I made an animation of the event, of the elevator event. It was an assault case because the idiot didn't turn off the mechanism, didn't let anybody know that he had turned off the mechanism that wouldn't allow elevators to move with the doors open. And then this lady stepped on and her leg got dragged up through the gap all the way up to the 8th floor. But it happened to be in a hospital, so she lived, but she was in a coma for a month. And my video is, the jury said, was why they gave him 2 years. He got 2 years in prison. So we won because of the video. So I feel good about that. Yeah, I know. We haven't heard from Tomas or Tomasis, whatever the hell his name is. Tomaso. Yeah. So any more gifted memberships? See if we can get some, we need to get a challenge going or something. I'll try to stay on longer, maybe a couple hours or so. But like, let's take, like, what is some of the stuff that's been happening today? So you're saying like law enforcement is back at Annie's house. Let's see. Reporters moved down street. Man, what if she's in the... God, man, that's crazy. They probably... You know what they probably did, you guys? There was some intel that happened that I bet you that they have the vehicle lights on a street or something that looks like the vehicle came back home at like 2:45 and it didn't leave again. And I bet you that today they went out with another warrant to look into have a better search. They probably had a limited scope on the first time. And now they've got another warrant and they believe something about the property there. And I guess we're just going to see. Yeah, that's right. There was the white van. I don't know. I was listening to Fox News about that. They made some good points. I mean, Paul Morrow again, the guy on Fox News. He's the best. I think that's his name. He said, you know, there was a white van reported before the disappearance that was suspicious in the area. But like, you know, not that day, but before. And yeah, but then he said, but wouldn't any van sort of seem like that? You know, you have this neighborhood that's kind of, you know, even if it's a delivery van, it pulls up, it's going to look like that. But I guess it's kind of interesting that you'd think enough of it to call the cops, you know. So I don't know. Hey, cool. Like, yeah. I don't know. That was such a made me feel weird. Like, why would somebody need to type that in? Gray, you know, looking closer up, you look so much older. That's just got to be a troll. You know, I don't even, it just seems like either that or you're autistic or something. Like you're just, you just didn't care, you know, like about what you're, like, what do you call that? No, the social boundaries or whatever the hell you call it. Huh? He said younger though what? I don't know what that means. Yesterday, everyone was talking about how young. No, but the person typed in that I look so much older, close up like this, but on my show I look younger. And then they go, yeah, I was shocked. So what are we at on gifted membership so far? I can't see them. Is it 9 still? Their report says the sender was sending info to authenticate that they were in fact the party holding. Oh, okay. Their report says the sender was sending info. Are they sending pictures? That's what you want to send, a picture. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just this format I'm standing at. But hey, guys, I need your guys' support on the channel. You know, we're trying to just keep the same shows going along during this, trying to work through everything. I know it's kind of earlier than normal, so the, you know, normal people that are always supporting the channel aren't here, but I need your guys' support to do it. So that'd be great. Some new people. Yeah, it's getting old with the part about where things are located in the house. Why don't they take a damn picture of her or a video and send it? Okay? Oh, I knew where things were in the house. Yeah. I mean, that's stupid. They've already asked you to give something more. I don't know. No, not really. Not really, Mary Lou. Originally, it popped in my head, but then I thought, you know, there's 80, my parents are 87 and 88. And we recently had to take their car from them and, you know, basically convinced them not to use the car. And it's sort of a shock to their freedom. But then we showed them how to use Uber, and they're like, hey, you know, it gives them the sense of freedom again. So I could see her just wanting to be like, oh, I'll just take an Uber, you know, and then got a ride back later just for the hell of it, you know. Mm-hmm. Could they be worried about a photo because well, they can be worried about whatever they want to be worried about. They need, you know, it's easy to take a photograph. You just get a black sheet, you put it behind them, you film them, they say a few words, and that's it. You don't sit out and put them on your deck with the overview of the city behind you. Okay, nobody does that. The whole her driving on Uber there doesn't bother me at all. It did it a little bit right when I first heard it. I go, man, why didn't they just pick her up? But then it's, oh yeah, she's like 84. She probably could make it to just the Uber driver outside. And I mean, yeah, you know, I tell you what, nothing would shock me in this case. This is crazy. Okay, the Uber driver was the first setup of the whole thing. And he helped her, you know. I don't believe in any of that. I think it's just an Uber driver. Yeah. Cocktail or two and took the Uber. Yeah, maybe. Or she just took it over there because she wanted to show some independence, you know. And she probably shouldn't be driving either, so took an Uber. Hey, thank you so much, Charlotte Denny. Very kind, very kind. Man, I wish so much that I had that. My iPad. I just got it. It was free with my phone here. And I had it all charged and ready to go. And somehow it didn't make it. Let me just look over here really quick. Just God, my legs. No. It didn't make it. Yeah. My back is just stiff. It's always like that on the 14th or 15th hole. It's just crap. Right. Well, yeah, you would, but that's not her, Nella. She went to a house that's 3 miles away, so they just gave her a ride home. And maybe you're somebody that still can drive well. Maybe she can't. No, I like this case. I'm going to keep covering it until it's where we get through it. I mean, obviously, if it goes on for months when we're just like nothing, then. But I think it's going to be solved here in the next within I'd say 3 days from now. You're just somebody that doesn't like my channel and doesn't want me to have success. That's who you are. Well, it's time to cover something else. No thanks. I think it's incredibly strange, the whole thing. And what's the newest word on the FBI that's over at Annie's house? Anything? It was. What do you mean reopened the third time? You mean they sealed it off a third time? Wow. Okay, so you're saying you didn't see that the media was pushed back. Well, the guy doing the press conferences is just a way over his head situation. What do you mean you didn't know the family were doing videos? What do you mean? I don't understand that. but the sister's wife doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, that's I think there's a good chance that Andy doesn't know anything. I actually think at that press conference, or not the press conference, but the meeting where they were all three there, that they likely at that moment were already aware that there could be the situation where a husband and then a ransom by somebody else, and they were already aware of the suspicions that the police had, and that's why they kind of looked the way they looked. Anger, they were like, two of them were drone-like and angry, and then Savannah was, more emotional, crying, giving the most of the words because she's good at that. What? I just don't know what you were saying up there. I don't understand it. The guy doing the press conference didn't know the family were doing video. What videos? You mean the ransom video things, or? What do you mean something was left at the house? Why do you keep saying that, cuckoo bananas? You keep saying the same thing. You're so hell-bent on you have this vision of something left at the house. Yeah, well, it doesn't make any sense. He was aware, I mean, people talked about it there. When I watched the press conference, I didn't see him, that he didn't know that the family was doing videos, The FBI is the one that answered the question. So I don't know. Well, maybe you perceive things differently. I don't know. Did you see the word Savannah said? Just talk to her. You'll see. When? I don't know. You know what? You guys are getting you're watching the crazy YouTuber people. There's these people, they'll make a video about anything. Hey, it's from Silence of the Lambs, everybody. Look, it says just talk to her. You'll see. Silence of the Lambs. Wow. That's what makes these cases nuts, when we get people like that. What was on Nancy Grace? The Silence of the Lamb thing? Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. She'll do anything for clicks. Is there a new ransom note? Yeah, apparently there was a new one. Yeah, we don't know exactly what was on it or anything. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, what makes you think that the sheriff didn't know that that the family did that video? Because he said like, oh yeah, I don't know anything about that. He says that guy changes his opinion on everything that he says. The new note contains something the senders seem to think will prove to investigators they are, giving more detail about inside the house. Right. Right. Thanks, 867-509. He said that to somebody he was saying that he didn't know what they were doing. The video, he had said that she's not wrong. I heard it too. Which one? I don't know what you're talking about. He said that to somebody he was saying that, God, could he write a better sentence, for God's sakes? I have no idea what that means. Leaving something behind is proof to have, but they didn't do that, cuckoo bananas, or they wouldn't have to be doing this proof stuff. The one reference to him, film quotes. So let's see. The FBI gets the family to do something, and Annie, trying to be really clever and ominous, brings in quotes from Silence of the Lambs to try to trick and sort of, what do you call it? To mock law enforcement, I don't think so. Yeah, there's so many things that the sheriff just backtracks on and says this and that and the other thing. I don't know what he knew or what he didn't know because he lied. He didn't lie, but he changed what he said on like 4 or 5 different things. Well, I don't know where that came from. Well, I don't know about that. Well, I don't know about that. He doesn't want to answer the question. That's why he says stuff. We'll say it rubs the lotion on his skin or else it gets the hose again. Maybe next video the family will say it rubs the lotion on its skin. Is that a line from another movie? Hey, thanks, Tracy Antioch. Do you think this is the real Quaid? It is. How about that? That's from Total Recall. Oh, that's from Silence of the Lambs also? Yeah. I don't know. So you guys don't think that, hey, thanks up there to Tracy Antioch. So you don't think that the sheriff knew that they were doing that video? I'd have a hard time believing he wouldn't be informed. He just seems like somebody, oh, I didn't even know what they're doing. Ask the FBI. They'll have to. And then they came on and talked about it. I guess I need to watch Silence of the Lambs more. It's been a while. Is there any, what are we at for gifted membership so far? They don't show up on the screen. But if you guys could help support the channel, that would be awesome. I'm trying to keep a string of normal days going on, even though I'm on the trip, but I have 4 hours of time here where there's no, everybody else is playing another round of golf and I'm not, so. It was mentioned the sheriff's wife was more in tune with the latest in the case than he was and told him about the family making the, man, I don't know about that. Who, when you say it was mentioned, by who? The sheriff? The sheriff said, my wife's more into the case than I am. And she said, hey, did you know about the video they made? No, I didn't. Thank you for letting me know, honey. Yeah, I don't know. That just sounds kind of crazy. Who are you talking to? Whatever Rocket, whatever the hell your name is. Yeah. 11. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Thank you for people gifting the memberships. We need to see if somebody can do a challenge of some sort. Has a pacemaker and her heart stops. The pacemaker should give her jolt. Well, her heart didn't. Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter. Sure. But let me just tell you something. The way the pacemaker works, it does not connect to anything. There's no way to figure out what it. Your pacemaker is. You could be in the middle of a desert somewhere. Your pacemaker is working just fine. Okay. There's no way to know if the person died and it gave her a jolt. It doesn't send a signal up into the ether. It connects to your phone. That is a cellular device that then transmit over the cellular lines to the hospitals or, the doctor's office, whatever it is that's monitoring. Okay. That's how it works. So it's like you can be on a month-long safari trip and it's still going to be working. It's just not going to be connected to anything unless, I mean, if you didn't have your cell phone with you. Oh, how about this? If you have a pacemaker and they threw you in the middle of the desert with no clothing, cell phone, or anything, and you're walking around, your pacemaker is still working. It just has no way to communicate anything. I don't know. We've already gone over the cell phone connection thing many times. It's, you know. I know. It doesn't need anything. It just works. Pacemakers just work. They have power in them. They last for a long time. No, it's not a former. I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't feel like that at all. It could be anybody that was over there before, but it just seems like, can't you just tell that they're really kind of focused in on the family at this point? Yep, Gene Hackman had one. That one's sad because there should have been somebody that would have been aware and sent a message to or something in his case because he was at home. But remember how he was still alive for a while, walking around? But hey, guys, if you can please help support the channel, that would be fantastic. I wish I was on a little bit later, but I'm trying to sneak in when I can do it. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what that means. Along came a spider. Just let's see. She's probably baked a bad cake, and the son-in-law lost it. Yeah, it sounds like one of the dumbest comments I've ever seen written. Thanks for going live on your vacation. Yep. Yeah, well, the rest of them are golfing, so I have time here. Yeah, having fun. I was golfing, and everybody else is playing another round, and I don't want to play one because my back got really sore. So I came home, took some ibuprofen, and thought, well, I got some time to kill, so we'll do a live stream. And I said I'd do the live stream every day, maybe an hour here and an hour there, but I have more time on this one. I'm just trying to keep reaching goals and whatnot. So if you have the ability to help support the channel with gifted memberships or super chats, etc., that would be great. We haven't reached the minimum goal level, at least. Oh, is there another gifted membership? Didn't see it. Cool. So how many we're at now, gifted memberships? Okay. All right, great. I just don't really let's not dig too deep. Oh, it's more like this movie than that movie. That's just, getting far away from the case. Oh, there's 13 now? Well, thank you. Gonna go for not. What does that mean? Gonna go for not. What does that mean, PJ Rock? Gonna go for not. Can you tell me what that means? That's your second kind of vague comment that you've made. Don't know what that means. Gonna go for not. Enjoy your vacation, Gray. What? What does that mean? God, these people. Pacemaker can be configured to send data through 2G. Yeah, okay, great, but that's not what we're talking. We're just saying how they work. You know, it doesn't. You need to have your cell phone or like your watch that's connected to your cell phone to be able to get a signal out. That's it. It's that simple. It doesn't need to be overthought or extra, you know. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, but earlier you said something else too. You said something else very similarly. I just said that you need to have a cell phone. That's the only way for it to connect to anybody is if you have a cell phone and it's connected to an app. It doesn't just natively connect to something while you're walking down the street. I've said that 1,500 times now. Cause pacemakers to soon have GPS and well, it's never going to be like that because it's inside your body. So I don't think they want a signal that powerful inside your body. I mean, what are they going to do? Have it sticking out your chest and have an antenna on your head, look like an alien? You know? Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Alicia Nelson. Thanks for going live. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna try to go live for like an hour anyways later, but these guys always on that first day play a second round like nut jobs. I mean, I don't know what the hell if you don't want to be able to walk later, that's exactly what you'd want to do. Because you know what? My one round of golf, I walked 19,138 steps. And that's like 8 miles or something. And that's ridiculous. An annual plan. Why are you getting so into the Teresa, like all the minutia about the um, pacemakers and stuff, like the yeah. You're talking about the ring cameras too. Yeah, the ring camera. I don't know why they didn't have that. That seems kind of weird. Why bother? I mean, maybe she just didn't think about it. I think when you have elderly people, you should try to get them on automatic plans as much as possible. I'd rather have them double pay than not pay for something that they need. What's the breaking news? What's the breaking news? I can't see it. What do you mean because it's evidence something has happened? What is? Man, I'm reading these sentences and they seem like you're not talking to me or they're half sentences that were related to something else. It's hard to do it on the cell phone, I gotta tell you. I don't know how you guys do it, man. The people that watch on cell phones, you guys are savants, for God's sakes. They're searching for vehicles according to NBC. Okay, what does that mean? What vehicles? And law enforcement cleared media away from the house is what the breaking news. Yeah, we already mentioned that. Or somebody did in the chat. Hell, I think there's going to be an arrest tonight or tomorrow in this case. That law enforcement visited one of their stores on Oracle Road in Tucson after reviewing a tip regarding a vehicle. Huh. said NBC News that law enforcement visited one of their stores on Oracle Road. Interesting. That's cool. I wish I could be mapping it out for you guys. So Circle K on Oracle Road. All right, you guys, how are we going to try to reach the goal in here tonight? Wish it was like the other couple nights. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you have her cell phone and you get close to where she is, it might signal, oh, she's right. That might have been what they were trying to do on the helicopter the other day. But if you have to be within 10 feet, then that's not going to work. Told them what? Yeah, just... So if you guys can get some channel memberships for people, that would be great. We got the... I don't think we've been doing Buy Me a Coffee at all or any of the other stuff. Feels it's gearing up towards a closing in the case, hopefully with good results. But at this, but they're still over at their house, right? Annie in their house. What if the vehicle they're looking for, do they think went to their house? I'm not really sure how all this is connected. Is anybody here? Like, there's nobody chatting all of a sudden. There must be people went and watched something else. We're down to 341, 340. So why don't you guys go watch whatever it is that somebody else is watching, and maybe we'll just come back later or something. I don't know. We had 400 and it went all the way down to 340 in like 2 minutes. So that means whatever you guys are chatting about, they left to go look at. Are we still live? Because 8675309's comments, the last comment's been on the screen for 10 minutes. Hello? Anybody there? Anybody there? I don't know. Doesn't seem to... Are we disconnected? I'm just wondering if we're disconnected because I'm not able to see any new comments. Huh. I don't know. I don't get it. Hello. You guys are probably hearing me, but there's no new comments since 8675309 typed in Circle K spokesman told them that. That was the last comment, and that was like 6 or 7 minutes ago, 8 minutes. So what do? Do I end the stream and maybe come back on? It seems like a lot of people have left too, so I don't have any way of... All right, I'm just going to end the stream. I'll try coming back on in a little bit. Why don't you guys go check out stuff, and then I'll go try to read some stuff, and I'll come back on. I don't know what happened. I can't see anything, and it's frustrating. Thanks everybody who was supporting the channel there.